Blessings, and welcome back to the Planting Seeds podcast. Excuse me. This is going to be a solo episode. As last week, I facilitated along with the support of the Te Ara Hou Kaupapa Masterclass, and the topic was around cultivating clarity, ignite your purpose, and we had an amazing turnout. People from all parts of Aotearoa and even some from over in Australia. And there was a collective energy that was being felt through the screen, and the main intention was to be able to provide value around what it is that we're discussing, but also to speak a little bit about Te Ara Hou and what we're creating at the moment, which I'll share a little bit more about at the end of this episode. And so my journey started a little while ago, but I remember vividly that it was in 2016 that I made a committed decision to change and growth. And those of you who are listeners of the Planting Seeds podcast may be more so familiar with my journey. However, I get the gauge that there are many of you who are similar to me, wanting to expand awareness, wanting to grow, wanting to align your lives towards something that is meaningful to you and those you love. And in 2016, I made that committed decision. And I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, being a victim to my experiences, as the circumstances of my life at that time were unfavorable. In failed relationships, money problems, self-esteem, the things that were going on within my life at that time, I realized that I was the common denominator between everything. And so that showed me that as you point the finger, there are three fingers pointing back. And that guided me towards this whole journey within, because I followed the breadcrumbs of that question, of that committed decision. And it led me down this beautiful pathway, highs and lows, and it's landed me exactly where I am, which I'm truly grateful for. Doing what I get to do around the people that I get to do and share it with is an absolute blessing. And so this masterclass was around cultivating clarity, ignite your purpose. And the people that we're speaking to in that masterclass were, again, people who shared the similar journey as myself. Because on the journey, you go through the highs and lows, and it's in those lows where you feel stuck. You feel stagnant. You feel like you're not moving, and you feel so far away from where you actually want to be. And it's in these seasons that the concepts or the learnings can actually be received. And that's what I noticed, that every single time I faced an obstacle, it was never really the obstacle, but it revealed something within me that I could evolve or transcend through. And that I did. Every obstacle, I saw something in me that I could overcome. It helped me double down on confidence. It helped me to double down on the belief within myself. And every time, it's just placed me even further and further along the path. And so those of you who are on that similar journey, who may be feeling stuck, feel like there's a missing link, I'm certain that there'll be something within what I'm sharing to help you with exactly where you are. And I propose two questions to everyone that was present that evening. And the first question was this: what would you like your life to look like? What would you like your life to look like? And that's the main question. And there are a series of sub-questions underneath that. And that is, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of parent do you want to be? What kind of partner do you want to be? How much money do you want to make? What work do you want to do? What kind of experiences do you want to have? What kind of clothes do you want to wear? These are all sub-questions to the main question. And as you start to look at these answers that you've created, it provides a level of depth to such a simple question. And it reveals and shows you that there is a direction now to your life. And it's more so about showing you what is possible. That because you've created these answers, you now can entertain the possibility of this being your reality. And that's the main gem that comes from this, is because it helps you to see thoughts and initiate new thoughts within your state of mind. Because the quality of our lives is a direct result of the people that we are, which also means the state of mind that we have. If we're not introducing new thoughts, new ideas, new goals, we're essentially going to be the same conditioned self. And we're going to be the ones holding ourselves back and being our own obstacle. And so these answers create a direction of being like, wow, if I want my life to look like this, how can I become this person? How can I be the person who is more loving? How can I be the person who has more money in the bank? Because that shows us what we have been doing within. Because these are new thoughts, these are new ideas. And when we're born into this experience and this physical experience, we're raised within certain environments, around certain people in society that shape and mold us into who we are. And there are great, amazing blessings, but there are also challenges, and that might look like trauma, that might look like limiting beliefs, and we all share that in some shape, way, or form. And if we don't allow ourselves to go through the process of getting familiar with these things, then they're going to continue to limit us rather than provide the platform and the breakthrough to help transcend our journey towards being in alignment to the answers that you write. Because if we're not introducing new thoughts, it's these thoughts of having low confidence, of having a negative dialogue with yourself. It's those things that really keep us exactly where we are. And so although I'm sharing a simple question, this is the depth that comes with it that helps to cultivate clarity. Cultivating clarity not only of where it is that you're going, but exactly where you are, but also where things have been. Because it's that journey that helps provide a level of acceptance that welcomes a new surge of energy to take the step outside of the comfort zone. Because you can't expect to stay comfortable and stay exactly how you are if you want something that exists without it. It does not work. And so in order to take that step, courage is required. And you need something that is going to inspire you or to make it worthwhile to be a courageous version of yourself. If there's nothing inspiring you, there's something that is creating more fear. And so the fear is created by the mind. Because if you create change, that means the mind has to change, or a version of yourself has to. And we've created this comfort zone that keeps us safe. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to break through that, through these limiting beliefs, through this conditioning, so we essentially become new versions of ourselves. That's what that question represents. And the second question is around, what are your values? What are your values? And our values can be seen as like the internal compass that is guiding us towards our true purpose in life, the North Star, the true calling. And when we can know and surface what our values are, we start to see that, hey, you might say that your value is your family, but are your actions consistent to it? You might say your health is of top priority, but do your actions mirror that? And so what we see is that our actions are showing us what we value in that time. And if there is a sense of misalignment, it creates that internal conflict. And I know you've felt that before, because you might be someone who values honesty, but if you're being dishonest, you don't feel so good inside. You might value honesty, but you notice someone being dishonest, that doesn't make you feel good inside. And so the discipline is part of the authenticity that we start to walk in. Because when we have surfaced and are very clear around what is important to us and what we value most, the discipline now is, how are you able to stay consistent with honoring those values? Because it's going to be extremely uncomfortable, not only for yourself, but for people that you're around in the environments that you walk in. Because people feel challenged. When someone is authentic and standing in their light, one, it creates an invitation for others, but it also disrupts those who aren't ready. And that's where the challenge comes in along this journey. But the purpose of knowing what your values are is for you to be authentic and aligned to your path. This here helps to ignite the purpose in your life. And the question was proposed in the masterclass around, how does one find their values or know what their values are? And it took me a little while to answer that question, I must say, but I landed. And it landed on, what is important to me? What is important to you? What is of most importance and significance to you? Because when I was thinking about my values as this came up for me, I saw was my family. I saw was my health. I saw was work, doing meaningful work. I saw was having experiences and adventure. And now my life is consistent and mirroring these things that I value mostly. And that's where I saw as well that my life is exactly where it needs to be. Because if you're living in your values, it's not something that is outside of you, but it's something that is happening right here, right now. The purpose of your life isn't something in the future, but it's in the little everyday things. And the more that we can align ourselves to being exactly where we are and just moving in our own rhythm at our own pace, that makes it feel as though we are in alignment. To me, that feels like living in purpose. To me, that has clarity of being exactly where you are and doing exactly what you need to do. Doing what is required of you. And so these are the two questions. 1, what do you want your life to look like? And 2, what are your values? These are just some breadcrumbs that can help you on your journey of cultivating clarity in your life and igniting the purpose of your life. And now, what I want to share is around the Te Ara Hou Kaupapa. We've been going for the last 4 years, and it started in 2020 during COVID. And it was a kaupapa that was for people who are on their personal journey, who are wanting support in some shape, way or form. 4 years later, it's built the capacity within people who have acknowledged their gifts and now want to step into a space of service. And so for the first time, we're opening up the wānanga to the public. That is happening next month. A space where like-minded people can come together to share ideas, to dive more into the workshops and to the concepts that I've shared, but also to spend time with themselves so that you are able to create lasting impact and leave with actionable steps. And so if this is something that aligns with you, you can see the link in the bio to see more information about it, and also to reserve yourself a spot, because we do only have limited spaces. But if that isn't for you, that is kei te pai. I just hope you've received something from this episode to help you cultivate clarity, ignite the purpose in your life. Mauri ora.